Today we're going to show you how to create a color grid, and you're going to need this to help you when it's time to mix colors for any paintings that we do during class. Okay, you're going to start out with a large sheet of tagboard paper. You can tell by the sound of it that it's not white construction paper. We're going to make 12 sections. And if it's a little off, that's okay. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. As long as we have 12 sections, okay? So we have our 3 by 4, which is 12, all right? Then you're going to take a marker. We need to label these, okay? Our top row is going to be the primary colors. And if you remember, they are red, blue, and yellow. Just put a little letter in the corner so that you can recognize where they are. Skip down a row, and the third row is going to be our secondaries, which will be violet, green, and orange, okay? Now, if you remember from anything that you learned last year, in between red and violet would be red-violet. I always start with the primary color as the name. In between blue and green would be blue-green. In between yellow and orange would be yellow-orange. Okay, the bottom row would be another set of tertiary colors, and this would be a combination of blue and violet, which would be called blue-violet. This would be a combination of blue and green. Sorry, a mistake. This would be a combination of yellow and green, which would be yellow-green. And this would be a combination of red and orange, which would be red-orange. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start painting. What I did is you're going to be given a palette, and your palette is going to have a cover, okay? And on the cover, you're going to take a piece of masking tape and write your name in Sharpie marker. This can pop right onto the palette and keep your paints fresh, okay? What I did was, to fill my palette, I took a popsicle stick, and I just took a blob of the paint out, and I filled my the wells of my palette with the colors of the paint. You're only allowed to use, in this case, you're only allowed to use the primary colors. All right, we're going to show you how to make every color from just the primaries, okay? All right. Brushes here. I'm not going to let them touch. I don't want to get them contaminated. All right, now I'm going to need to take a clean popsicle stick, and I'm going to try to make my secondary colors. All right, my first one I'll make a violet. So we always add the darker color to the lighter color. So I'm going to start out, I'm considering red my lighter. I'm going to take a little bit of my red, put it into the center here. You can use a different well if you want instead of the center. I have to take a new popsicle stick so I don't contaminate my colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of my blue and put it here. And I can use this one to do my mixing with because I can always take another fresh one. And I'm going to try to make a nice violet. Red and a blue together. All right, now before I put this on my color chart, I may want to test it out. Violet is a little tough to make. Okay, sometimes it's a little too red, sometimes it's a little too blue. So I'm going to take a little piece of test paper and I'm going to test it out. And I'm going to try making my green. So I'm going to take my yellow. Oh, I have my yellow already. Yellow, put it into a little well, and take a fresh popsicle stick and add a touch, just a touch of blue. The darker color is going to be overwhelming, so you have to start out with a little bit at a time. Okay. Yeah, it's a little light. This is, again, we're going to try to test this out. I'm going to take, again, some yellow, my lighter color, put it in a well. Take a little bit of red. Start out with a small amount so you don't overwhelm the yellow. And I think I may have already done that. So let's try it out and see. Okay. All right, I already have a green mixed. So if I want to make a yellow green, I need to add a little bit of that green to some extra yellow. And add a little bit of that green that I made to my yellow. I want a nice bright yellow green. This looks pretty good. Now, let's try a little bit of blue-green. So I already have my green. I think I'm just going to take a popsicle stick and I'm just going to add a little dash of blue to it because I think that's the color that I need, the blue-green. Green with some extra blue in it. Let's try this out. I'm going to test this one What do we have left? We have red violet left. All right, so I still have my violet, which is good. So I'm going to take a little bit of red, put it over to the side here, and mix up some of my violet with that. I hope that I have enough. And I can test this one out as well. Got 100 brushes going on here. Okay. I like this red violet, so I'm going to put that in there. Oh, really? Okay, now I need also blue violet. So I'm going to use again that same violet that I had and a clean popsicle stick. Add a little extra blue to it. Again, I'm going to have to test this out and see if it's good. Brushes. We'll be washing brushes forever here, it looks like. Okay, a little bit of blue. Ooh, nice. All right. This one, you should be able to see blue and violet at the same time. Last on my list here is yellow orange, red orange. All right, so I already have a cup that had some, that already had some orange in it. So I'm going to lighten that up. I'm going to put some yellow in a well and add a little bit of that orange to it. Do I have enough orange to do this? That's the trick. Oh, I think maybe I do. Okay. Yellow orange. Should have both your orange and your red in it. That's our color grid: primaries, secondaries, tertiaries.